Warning: this video contains super awesome content not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness. Viewer discretion advised.
A striking video has surfaced online, capturing a surreal and grim moment from the front lines of Russia's war against Ukraine. In the footage, a lone Russian soldier can be seen standing in the open, raising his arms defiantly as if to challenge fate itself. What makes the scene even more shocking is that the threat he confronts is not an enemy weapon, but his own Kamikaze drone, an explosive-laden UAV designed for one-way missions that hurtles straight toward him before detonating on impact. The soldier's unusual reaction has drawn wide attention across military analysis channels and social media platforms. Typically, troops confronted with incoming drones attempt to take cover, fire at the approaching threat, or scatter to avoid casualties. In this case, however, the soldier remained motionless, almost theatrically waving his arms in a final gesture before the strike. The resulting explosion leaves little doubt about his fate. Analysts suggest the drone may have malfunctioned, lost its GPS signal, or suffered from electronic warfare interference. Problems increasingly common in the highly contested skies over Ukraine. Both Russian and Ukrainian forces rely heavily on FPV drones and loitering munitions, but their effectiveness is often disrupted by jamming and spoofing technology. In many instances, these drones have returned to their launch point or struck unintended targets, turning into lethal threats for the very soldiers who deploy them. The video underlines the scale of Russia's reliance on kamikaze drones, especially the Lancet and domestically modified FPV units, which are often launched in large numbers to overwhelm Ukrainian defenses. But as this incident demonstrates, the very technology meant to give Russian forces an edge on the battlefield can backfire in devastating ways. It also highlights the mental and physical toll on soldiers operating in an environment where the line between attacker and target can blur within seconds. For Ukraine, which has pioneered creative drone tactics since the early stages of the war, such footage reinforces a narrative of Russian disarray and the vulnerability of Moscow's high-tech weapons under the pressure of modern electronic warfare. For Russia, however, it is a sobering reminder that even advanced tools of war carry risks when deployed in chaotic, fast-changing battle conditions. The Prime Strike UAV unit has once again proven its effectiveness in the northern Slobozhansky direction, precision drone strikes that are systematically dismantling Russian capabilities on the battlefield. These border guard UAV operators have targeted not only frontline positions, but also the wider network of equipment and infrastructure that the enemy relies on to sustain its operations. In a series of coordinated missions, Ukrainian drones successfully struck vehicles and a quad bike, dismantled enemy dugouts and fortified shelters, and even destroyed a trailer transporting FPV drones. Particularly notable was the elimination of a Russian drone on the ground before it could take off. a clear demonstration of how Ukraine is preemptively reducing threats before they reach the skies. However, the explosion eliminated both manpower and morale, serving as a reminder that nowhere is truly safe when precision drones are operating overhead. Each strike sends a clear signal. Russian troops cannot rely on vehicles, fortifications, or even underground shelters as protection against Ukraine's expanding drone warfare tactics. The actions of the Prime UAV unit highlight how modern warfare is being reshaped by drones. By combining tactical strikes on enemy equipment with strategic blows against communications and personnel, Ukraine is eroding the very foundations of Russia's ability to hold ground in the northern Slobozhansky sector. Every destroyed drone, every collapsed shelter, and every severed communication line adds up, tightening the pressure on Russian forces and ensuring that they face constant disruption across the battlefield. Ukrainian soldiers from the Siginium battalion of the 53rd Separate Mechanized Brigade, named after Prince Volodymyr Monomakh, successfully neutralized an enemy vehicle in the Lyman direction, a front line that continues to witness some of the most intense battles of the war. The battalion reported the results of the engagement on their official page, sharing both footage and eyewitness accounts from the battlefield. According to the report, while carrying out a combat reconnaissance mission, Signum drone operators identified a suspicious vehicle traveling at extreme speed along a narrow forest road. Its erratic movement immediately raised concerns. The car abruptly screeched to a halt, and one of the occupants, a Russian soldier, leapt out in panic. What he did not expect was that he had already been spotted and tracked by Ukrainian forces from above. Within seconds, operators coordinated with strike units and executed a precise attack on the vehicle. Flames engulfed the car, leaving the enemy combatants stranded and disoriented. The battalion emphasized that this was not merely a small tactical victory. It was part of their broader strategy of denying Russian forces mobility and disrupting their supply routes in the dense forest near Lyman.